Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's almost noontime. So I wanted to come on live, man, to answer two questions and make a statement about Social Security going more, I'm sorry, VA going more cyber. Okay, so the first question that was left behind, the most recent question, was from a veteran who's on TDIU. They're 36 years old and they want advice about Social Security. Now I try to respond to comments in the comment section, but I also do it here so I can elaborate on what I talked about in the comment section. So, what I basically told that veteran was to, number one, be honest. Number two, be consistent. The last thing you want to do with Social Security is lose credibility. So, in other words, when you go see them or when you have to have an appointment, don't go limping in on your left side and then forget, and then you start limping on your right side. You don't want to lose credibility with Social Security. That's number one. Number two, just because you're 100% with the VA does not guarantee you Social Security benefits because Social Security looks at disability totally different than the Department of Veterans Affairs. The VA system is set up for veterans. It's set up in favor of veterans, where Social Security is set up for the general public. Okay, they may give you or tell you they're going to move you up because you're 100%, and that's fine. But nothing is guaranteed with Social Security because they look at the general masses. Okay, just because the VA say you're disabled and you're actually 70%, does not guarantee Social Security is going to look at it the same way. It depends on what your disability is or disabilities are, and whether or not that's keeping you from working at least one full year. That's the key with Social Security. Most of the time, people are denied on the initial application. Some are denied on the appeal. Some have to go before a federal judge. That's when you actually see a federal judge. The first two steps are through your state disability determination service. They're the ones who's making that decision, and you can talk to them. You can actually call the person making the decision. So basically, when I'm telling veterans when it comes to Social Security, be honest, be consistent, okay? And if it doesn't work for you the first time, that doesn't mean you give up. That means you fight. Because if you're truly disabled, you need to get what you earn. All right. Let me see who I got on here with me real quick. What's going on, Barry? How you doing? Greetings from Brooklyn, New York. I'm 64 and collecting Social Security. I'm a wheelchair user. Okay, Ms. Palmer, I appreciate that you watching. But yeah, you definitely want to be consistent. Mr. Steele, good morning. How you doing? Okay, so the second question that I got was from a veteran that left a comment that says, I'm confused. I'm 250%. I don't know why I'm not SMCS. Okay, it is virtually impossible for anyone to honestly answer that question. Why? You have no information. I have no idea if you're a scheduler or if you're TDIU. If you're TDIU, what order did they use your ratings? If you're a scheduler, are you at least 100% on one and then the other ones add up to 60% or more? Or did your doctor leave you a statement that says you require so much bed rest or so much time at home? Without any of that information, just saying I'm 250% and I'm not SMCS, that doesn't mean a whole lot. There are people out there who are far above 250% that are not in the SMC category. It all depends on your rating, what they are, your ratings, and what your ratings are, whether on both sides, one side, it depends how high they are. Do you have a single disability that's 100% and you got others that are at least 60% or higher? If you're TDIU, did you have one or two that got you to TDIU, and then you got others that were higher than 60% to get you to SMCS? So without knowing any of that, it is hard to tell somebody why they're not SMCS without information. Just saying 250%, that means nothing. I'm over 300%, and I wasn't in the SMC category. I had to apply for aid and attendance. So just having those numbers, they sound high under VA math, right? Regular numbers, but with VA math, you probably just 100%. or barely over 100%. Okay, so guys, when you all are asking questions like that, not that I want to know what your service connections are or anything like that, but you need to be a little bit more specific. I'm TDIU and I have this rating. I have 70%, these numbers, and this is the order they came in. But without knowing any of that, people are just telling you something, because there's no way they can know just based on you being 250%. 250%, like I said, it probably just got you over 100 without even knowing what your numbers are. Probably just got you over 100. All right. But the order that they come in and what they are is important, because that determines a lot. If you got two ankles, one right, one left, they both over 40% for loss of use, well, that could get you into the SMC category. But without knowing any of that, that is impossible to answer. Just being honest, that's impossible. Okay. Last statement I want to make. If anybody have any questions, please leave them below, because this last one I'm going to do, and then I'm going to be out. The last one I want to do is talk about the VA going more cyber. Now, some of you guys have not seen this yet. Some of you guys may have experienced it already, but the VA is going to go more cyber with virtual glasses. There are going to be scenarios and situations where some of you guys are going to have surgery. They're going to give you some VR glasses so you can see exactly what your surgery details or entails, so you can see for yourself what you're going to go through. They're going to experiment with some veterans where they're going to do group therapy. You're going to be at home with your VR glasses, and you're going to be in a group setting with other veterans who have VR glasses, and you're going to be like wherever scenario you want to be in. You want to be at a campsite at night with a bonfire? Well, that's what they're going to set up the program to look like. You want to be in a city park somewhere, or on a boat fishing, or on a yacht, whatever the case may be, okay? But that is where the VA is headed, especially when it comes to mental health, all right? What they've learned is from people who have experimented with those goggles, they have had more positive experiences, and it keeps veterans from being at the facility that don't need to be at the facility. So if you can have a virtual conversation with your doctor, right? Like you're doing telehealth. Some of you guys are doing telehealth right now, where you're using the computer, just like I'm doing right now, broadcasting this out, right? You're doing a one-on-one with your therapist. Well, now they want to put it more in a setting that is more relaxing and pleasing to the veterans. So a lot more things moving forward are going to be more in the digital realm than it is going to be in person. Okay. And I can understand that, because when you really think about it, sometimes when you go to your appointment, you're not really being seen. Sometimes you're just going for a checkup and they just want information. Like, I'm sure you guys have gone through this where you've had a doctor appointment. They didn't even check your blood. They just want to ask you some questions, see how things are going, and then you out the door. Well, in those scenarios, there's really no reason for you to physically be there, which is why they started telehealth. But they're going to go more digital with that, with the VR glasses, putting people more in situations where they're more comfortable, they're more relaxed, and they feel good about going to their appointment instead of dragging like, man, I got to go do this. It's kind of like salary roll call, right? Because some of you guys leave me comments how you very much look forward to salary roll calls, and we're talking and we're joking about whatever. You know, it's like therapy for some of you guys, where they want to take that same type of concept and put it in VR glasses so veterans can see each other, even though they're not physically there. It's going to feel like you're there. You're able to move around, and, you know, you're not physically touching anything, but in your mind, those of you who messed with VR glasses before, you know what I'm talking about. Those of you who have never experienced VR glasses, if you go to your mall, right, your mall should have these little stands where they offer a VR experience, right? Or some of your grandkids may have Oculus for the VR, right? Or you may have, I can't think of the name of the other one, but those are the VR experiences where it feels like you're somewhere outside of where you are now. The new thing that Apple's coming out with as well. And I believe that's part of why the government is going that route. because of what Apple did with their VR. They're going to do something similar. Now, when it comes to them purchasing this, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the future, probably by the summer or the fall of 2024. They're going to start offering veterans those Apple VR glasses. So before you guys go out and spend $35, $39, $45, $5,000 for those VR glasses for Apple, just wait. Be patient. Just wait, because the VA is going to supply that to a lot of veterans. This is coming. This is one of the things that is definitely coming for sure. All right, guys. So does anyone have any questions before I take off? All right. But I wanted to come on and make sure I answered those questions. I wanted to tell you guys about this new thing that's coming with the VA. It ain't really new. It's been experimental in many different places around the U.S., but they're going to try to make it more for the masses. But I'm telling y'all, the VR glasses from Apple, the VA is going to have a contract. They're going to purchase a shit ton of them, and they're going to give them to different veterans. When they wake up, they ain't got to get out of bed. They like wherever island or wherever scenario you want to be in, and you're going to have your appointment like that, which I ain't mad at them for it. But those goggles are going to be expensive, and you know they're going to have restrictions on them. The U.S. government is going to put all kinds of restrictions on that thing. So you might as well get ready for that. All right. So if there's no other questions, guys, that's going to be it. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.